Welcome back, everybody, to the Nevada Wolfpack Dynasty. We are here for episode 2, and episode 1 was kind of one to forget, to be honest with you. But what do you expect? A 3-win team playing against a top 5 team in the country, and the score did reflect that. From the jump, Penn State had our number, even injuring our starting quarterback, Chubba Purdy, and Drew Aller went crazy with just some efficiency in the first half. Didn't even really need to throw the ball in the second half. And that resulted in a blowout shutout by the Penn State Nittany Lions. Before getting injured, though, Chubba Purdy was really, really good. 6 of 6. So maybe that efficiency is something that will carry over. But one thing that was really, really good for us on our offense was Herschell Turner. The transfer from Utah State had 15 carries for 79 yards. You may look at that as not a big deal, but we're talking about playing against a probably top 10 defense in the country. He was really, really good. One thing walking away from game 1 that I did note in episode 1 is that we do have a number of walk-ons that will be renamed to some of you guys. Now, if you paid attention to my community tab and if you are subscribed to the channel, you can eventually become a walk-on. Kind of like Amir Broussard, who we saw in that game got a sack and now he has been renamed. He has really good skill caps all around, and I'm looking forward to his development. He is a true freshman, but he's already got a head start on his career with his first career sack. But many guys like this on the roster that we do recruit and that do not get the animation which says they sign a letter of intent to come to our school will eventually become a walk-on and be renamed to one of you guys. So each year in our community tab, we will have a post that will allow you to submit your players. And as you can see here, these are all of the players that have been renamed this year. Now going forward, most of these guys will probably be freshmen, and in some cases, if we do recruit a JUCO player, maybe a sophomore. This year we had a couple of juniors which were walk-ons, and these were guys that do not exist in real life, and EA just added them to the Nevada roster. There are a few of them, like Reese Honda here, who is a fullback. He is a junior. So this won't really be a common occurrence for juniors to become walk-on recruits. But guys like Riley Langley, who is a sophomore, he's pretty good as a tight end. He could eventually play at some point this year, along with Thomas Anthony. Anthony is a tight end. He is a lot more athletic than what we see from our starter right now. But eventually what I want to do is I want to get these guys playing time in, blowout games, or maybe they can earn their spot just through playing well. We'll see. But with some of these guys that you do submit, you have a chance to be in the series. So don't miss that opportunity to become a Nevada Wolfpack player and eventually become maybe a household name in the series. So one change I am making from episode 1 over to episode 2 to start out this episode is we will be moving the Coach XP speed setting up to normal. I want to see how the progression goes with normal. I just don't want to, be overpowered with abilities right away, especially when we're not as successful early on in this series. So I'm going to put it on normal, see how I like it. I think I'm going to either choose between long-term normal and slow. Slower or slowest, I guess, is kind of too slow for me. So let's talk about recruiting. Our number 1 recruit, Chet Harper, we have moved up on his board. We are now ranked number 1. He's out of Peoria, Arizona. He is a bus 3-star, which means he might not get too much better than what he is, but he is amazing right now as a quarterback coming out of high school. We do need to add some playmakers all over the field, so you're going to see a diverse position group recruiting board here as we have as our top recruits on our board: quarterback, defensive tackle, receiver, free safety, receiver, then athlete. So we're going to just go all around here. Tim Thomas is interesting. I'm still looking for a receiver who is a 3-star that's got at least 90 speed. Here in college football 26, they're kind of a lot more harder to come by than in 25. 25, it was easier, way easier to find speed merchants. But now, here in 26, I like that they made it more realistic. Guys aren't always going to come in with just this amazing speed right away. So you got to find the diamonds in the rough. DeMarco Aikman is the fastest player we found so far. That's a 3-star receiver. He's at 89 speed. That will be tied for the fastest on the roster. Nolan Choice is interesting. I want to get a big body receiver. He's 6'5", 186 out of Gardena, California. I do like that we have him as a pipeline here, which will make it easier when we need to schedule his visit. So he is right now as number 6 on our board. Niles Daniel is our second best quarterback on our board. He doesn't have the strongest arm, but in this game, you can manually progress. So we can develop that arm strength along with that accuracy. I do want to make sure to recruit offensive line, so we have Huntley as a senior. Martin Nestrowitz, I believe that's how you say it. Nestrowitz is number 10. He is a Sam linebacker. Tommy Butt, what a name. Left tackle, we are top 3 right now on his list. He is down to his top 5. Trey Milano is another defensive tackle. We are not in his top 10 right now, but I do want to keep these guys on the board like Enrique D'Amico. He's interesting, a 6'4" dual threat quarterback out of Florida. The only thing is his distance is definitely going to make it tough to acquire him in recruiting. So in today's episode, it's a very special one because we will be playing against last year's Nevada starting quarterback in Brendon Lewis, and this will be the home opener in this series altogether. Lewis is a dual threat quarterback, and obviously he only brought the Wolfpack to 3 wins a year ago, but he is 82 overall. He's got some very good abilities, especially running the football, and we know that he is going to be playing a lot harder in this one, playing against his former squad. They have a really good running game with Frank Peasant, who is a senior tailback. He's going to get the ball quite a bit today. They have a nice receiver on the outside who's got 2 touchdowns on the year in Smith. So we have a big duty today. This team is technically top to bottom a lot better than us roster-wise, so we're going to have our work cut out in this game. So we will start out this game with the rock. Here is Chubba Purdy healthy coming into this game. And he's going to line up here with 2 tailbacks in the backfield. He's going to give it off to number 25, the sophomore or the redshirt junior running back, Kai Woods, for a gain of 6. Back to Herschell Turner, who had a big game versus Penn State, and he picks up about 3.5 yards. 3rd and inches now, trying to establish the run this time. This time, Chubba Purdy keeps it, and he slides down for an easy first down option keeper. So fresh set of downs here. 3 wide receivers out there with the tight end. There is a nice screen pass over to Turner, trying to get him the football in any way possible, and he picks up a gain of 15 yards for a big first down. We are across the 50 this time. That is number 9, Marshawn Brown, the sophomore in the slot. He's open there in the flat, but Chubba Purdy tries to get rid of it, and it's intercepted on the sack. And the ball was in the air, and big number 34 will come away with the INT. We were looking for Marshawn Brown earlier. He was open on the out route, but then we saw the tailback out of the backfield, Herschell Turner, get open, and we could not get him the football. So out comes Brendon Lewis in this Memphis offense. He throws to the left side, and there is Smith, who starts out the game here with a opening catch, and C.J. Smith coming off of a big 2-touchdown game in the opener for Memphis. Here's another pass across the middle, and Brendon Lewis will convert for the first down. Lewis is mobile. We got to watch for his scrambling ability as well, as he has Pleasant in the backfield. He throws this one deep, and he's got a man. It's C.J. Smith for the touchdown, and Memphis will start out this game with an opening drive touchdown. And that is going to be our graduate transfer cornerback, A.J. Odoms, who just gets burnt on that play. I have no idea what he was looking at. So 7-0 here for Memphis. Here's a nice throw to Marshawn Brown, the sophomore, and he picks up a gain of 20. Marshawn Brown is so interesting. He's 6'4", only 82 speed, but he is the biggest receiver in this group, and he's one of the youngest. We go right back to him this time. He's open on the slant, and he picks up the first down. Through these first 4 games, we're really going to have to figure out who are the playmakers going into conference play, because conference play is when it gets real. Here's a throw across the middle. It's intercepted again. Looking for Marshawn Brown, but take a look at this. The refs missed this call because Brown is running it a 10-yard inside route, and then it looks like he gets interfered with. I have no idea why they did not throw the flag on that one, but I think we just got gypped. Here is Brendon Lewis back on the field. Thomas Witt, the senior defensive tackle, giving chase, but somehow Lewis buys some time, throws off his back foot, and it's a good throw downfield. Into the red zone again here for the Memphis offense. There is a nice play, and that is a nice tackle that time by number 14, DJ Warnell Jr., the senior strong safety. We really got to look for playmakers in this secondary as well. We didn't have a lot of good plays versus Penn State. Here's a throw out to the right side. This one is caught by Pleasant. And that is a nice tackle as we do get them to settle for the field goal, and it is good. So a 10-0 lead for Memphis off of 2 interceptions for their defense. Hopefully Chubba Purdy can clean up those turnovers. Here's a dump-off pass this time to Herschell Turner. He picks up a gain of 6. Turner lined up in the pistol behind Purdy. Here's a handoff, though, to Kai Woods on a 3rd down and 4, and that play did not work. So a quick 3-and-out here for Nevada. So Memphis has already had 3 possessions here so far. Here's a handoff this time to the tailback, and that will be a nice gain of about 9. We do have them to a 3rd and 1, so a big stop here could go a long way for this defense, maybe give them a little bit of confidence. Here is a handoff this time to Pleasant. Frank Pleasant makes a man miss down the sideline, and he gets to about the 31. I keep saying Pleasant. It's Peasant. Gotta get used to saying that. Frank Peasant, and he picks up the 1st down. He comes out of the game after an injury this time. Brendon Lewis hands off to the backup tailback. That is going to be a gain of 8. As Lewis is in control here in this offense. This is, remember, his 2nd game with this team. Here is a bubble screen out to the left side. There's a nice tackle in space by Austin Harnato. 3rd and 2. Here's a nice throw, but that one will be dropped. A good pass breakup that time by the defense. And we do get them to settle for 3 once again. Here is a 1st and 10 carry back to Herschell Turner. And it's a 10-yard gain here for the redshirt freshman. Turner running to the left side in motion this time. Play action fake, throwing to the right side. It's Nate Burles in the 2nd, and he's got space. Can he get there to the 10? Pushed out at about the 6-yard line. The biggest play so far in this series will go from Chubba Purdy over to Nate Burleson II. Remember, his dad was a former NFL player, but not only that, he played for the Nevada Wolfpack and was a legend for them. So now we have a 1st and goal after a penalty. Handing it off to Herschell Turner, and the first touchdown of this series for Nevada will be scored by the transfer. He's got 4 years with us as long as we keep him happy. And it's a nice drive right there, capped off by the touchdown by Herschell Turner. But how about getting the sophomores involved in the offense, the young guys? Turner is a freshman. Marshawn Brown is a sophomore, and Nate Burleson II is also a sophomore. But here is Frank Peasant starting out the next drive, and that will be a gain of 15 on the 1st carry. Our defense has to come up with stops here. Here's a short throw this time to the tight end. And that is another gain of 9. They're already across the 50. Under 2 minutes to go. Another short pass, and that is another 1st down. Austin Hornato a little busy today here for the junior. He's got a few tackles. Another throw short, and that is going to be another catch and another 1st down. It took 5 defenders to bring down Jerry Cross, the tight end. 43 seconds to go. 2 timeouts remaining here for Memphis. Here is Brendon Lewis somehow escaping the pressure. Eventually gets run down from behind by Amir Broussard, the walk-on defensive tackle. Now 32 seconds to go. Here's a dump-off pass short. This is Peasant who tries to fight forward. And they get it to about the 10-yard line. But look at the clock. The clock is running down. Memphis has 1 timeout. They throw to the sideline here and get pushed out of bounds with 1 second to go. The clock management was poor on that drive by Memphis, but they do get it to the 6 for a field goal attempt. And the kick is wide to the left. Going from college football 25 to 26, I noticed that some kickers can make that kick now, but the CPU still misses quite a bit. and we luck out there at the end of the first half, and we're only down by a touchdown. So Brendon Lewis in this Memphis Tigers offense start out with the rock. There is Amir Broussard, who was just a little bit slow to tackle Peasant in the backfield, barely missing that tackle, and it's a big first down run from Frank Peasant. 60 yards carrying here for Peasant. There is a nice stop that time. Stood up in the hole that time by Stone Combs, the junior middle linebacker for Nevada. Here's a short throw. Once again, it's Cross and another first down. I mean, he is killing us today. 7 catches for 69 yards. Remember, versus Penn State, we had this same issue covering tight ends. But in this one, Peasant is getting close to the century mark. 8 carries for 79 yards. Now at the edge of field goal range. Play action fake. Brendon Lewis gets hit on the throw, and this one is going to be knocked away. And that is DJ Warnell, the senior strong safety. Maybe could have went after the pick right there. It's now 3rd and 10 this time. Peasant running in motion at the 30-yard line. Here is Brendon Lewis. Turns around, throws it up for grabs. And this one's going to be caught for the touchdown. Somehow, someway, Brendon Lewis just tosses it up to Brady Cluse. Look at this. He's scrambling to the left, just turns all the way back around, throws it up for grabs, and somehow his guy comes down with it. Gotta be kidding, but sometimes that's how football works. Here is Herschell Turner to start out the next drive, now down by 2 scores, and that is about a gain of 10, just short of the first down. Back to Turner up the middle, and easily picks that one up. Stack formation to the left side. Burleson and Brown in the slot there. And there is a throw across the middle to an open Burleson. But pressure got to Purdy on that one. That brings it to a 3rd and 11 now. We do block Turner to give us some extra protection, but it does not matter. The pressure still gets to him. It's Marcus Burris Jr., one of the highest rated edge rushers here for this Memphis Tigers team. Okay, defense, we need to stop here. Here is Lewis handing it off to Peasant. Peasant runs right up the middle. Untouched. He gets through the defense, and he will score on the first play. Kaysen Kitchen, number 16 at free safety, had an open field tackle right there, and Peasant just runs right around him. Terrible, terrible angle in pursuit on that one. Peasant just uses his speed right there. Outruns Warnell Jr. as well. And it's 27-7 off of the last 2 plays by the Memphis offense. So here is Purdy now. Here is a throw to an open Nate Burleson. Burleson again on the loose, and he gets to about the 38. That puts him over the century mark with his 2nd catch of the evening. 1st and 10 now. Here is Purdy. He throws this one, and that's going to be caught by Burleson again. 2 straight catches for the sophomore. Purdy now inside of field goal range just about. Here is Marcus Bellin, and he is a senior receiver, is the leading receiver returning to this Nevada squad. He's been quiet so far through the first game in 3 quarters as we're trying to get this run game going. But Herschell Turner, 12 carries for 34 yards in this one. He's been bottled up today. Here's a throw to him out of the backfield, though, and he does contribute in the passing game. It's a touchdown. He has his first career receiving touchdown, and we will bring it back to 2 scores, but our defense is going to have to make plays in order for us to get back into this one. What can Brendon Lewis do leading this Tigers offense? Handing it off to Peasant this time. Peasant to the outside. He's got speed, and he gets tackled by Odoms at about the 48-yard line. So Peasant is over the century mark so far today as he does throw this time Brendon Lewis to Cross. And another catch for him. That's 8 catches on the game. So 8 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. A big 3rd and 3 right here. We rush 4. Here's a throw into traffic across the middle, and Stone Combs breaks up that pass, and we do get possession. You would think we have to put it in the end zone on this possession right here. There is immediate pressure from the right edge, and Purdy gets hit. It's Whitlow Jr. who is their impact player on the defense. Purdy once again trying to buy time, dumps it short. Herschell Turner can't get around the tackle. That's a great open field tackle. Only a gain of 1 for Turner. And now it's 3rd and 9. They send a blitz. Here is Purdy trying to get rid of it to Marcus Bellin, and that one is incomplete. And it's 4th and 9, and we decide to go for it. Even with 7 minutes to go, we're down by 2 scores. It seems like the logical thing to do. Here is Purdy throwing short. He's got number 2. It's going to be Jordan Brown this time, the 6th-year senior, and he cannot convert the first down. So Brendon Lewis with another drive with great field position, and there is some pressure on him that time. That was Jonathan Maldonado who came around the edge. And now we get it to a 3rd and 8. Here is Lewis again facing pressure, and he will go down. And that is number 22, Dylan LaBarbera. I got to get his name down right. I don't know how to say that name. LaBarbera. I don't know. But there is a kick attempt, and that's going to be missed wide to the right. So now we're still down by 2 scores, about 4.5 minutes to go. Here's a deep shot looking for Marshawn Brown. That one did not have enough air under it. He tried a 50-50 ball that didn't work out too well. Purdy under pressure again on a 2nd and 10. He goes down for the 2nd time today. It feels like we've been sacked more than 2 times because the pressure has been there all game long. 3rd and 17. More pressure on Purdy. He gets hit on the throw, and it's going to be caught by Jordan Brown. We get back to the original line of scrimmage, and we have to go for it again on a 4th and 9. Purdy, decent protection, but it breaks down quickly. He tries to throw deep to Marcus Bellin and cannot make an accurate throw on the sideline. And another turnover on downs. So here we go. Here we go inside the 10 on defense. Can we come up with another stop? Here is Brendon Lewis taking off, and he does get stopped there at the 5. And at this left hash, this same kick that the kicker missed earlier, he will miss again. Some things don't change, but we get another possession here under 2 minutes. So we have had 4 possessions here to get into the end zone. We got to punch it in here. Here on a 3rd and 8, there's a throw to Jordan Brown. He picks up the first down. We got to hurry up this offense, though. We have 2 timeouts remaining, 1:20 to go. Here is Purdy again, throwing across the middle into traffic, and there is Marshawn Brown. I talked about the size that he has, 6'4". He's the only receiver on our roster that can do things like that. Here is Purdy again, under pressure right away. He goes down. It's now a 2nd and 21, and the clock continues to run. The pressure has been killing us today, but they only rushed 3 on this one. Here's a short throw out to Marshawn Brown, who's been the most reliable target for Purdy in this one today. And now 45 seconds. We burn our 2nd timeout. It's a 3rd and 12. Purdy with the clean pocket. Steps up. He finds Marcus Bellin for a first down inside the 30-yard line. Got to hurry it up to the line, though. Got to preserve this 1 timeout. Pressure off the left edge from the nickel blitz. It's picked up, but we do throw it out of bounds. Live to see another down. 2nd and 10 again. Purdy under pressure. Hit hard on that throw. So now it is 3rd and 10 again. Purdy in the pocket. Pressure again. He gets hit on the throw. Our offensive line is just having a terrible evening today. We burn our last timeout, give our guys a breather. It's 4th and 5. Herschell Turner will leave him in the block. Here's a throw across the middle. There's Marshawn Brown again. If that throw was on target, it probably would have been a touchdown. Purdy now inside the 5. We hand it off to Herschell Turner. No timeouts remaining, so we have to hurry it up. 9 seconds, 8 seconds, down to 5, 4, and Bellin is taking his sweet time to get back to the line, and we don't get a snap off. And that's how this game will end. 27-14 in the return of Brendon Lewis to Nevada. Wow. You've got to be kidding me. And this is how the first 2 games will end. 1 blowout and another game where I couldn't quite describe what happened throughout some of this game. I mean, we tried to run the football. We were getting stuff for a lot of the game, but it was really the defense, and we just could not come up with big stops. Like this 3rd and 10 earlier in the game where Brendon Lewis scrambling out to the left, throws it all the way back to the right, and then somehow the receiver comes down with it. And then on the next drive, literally the next play from scrimmage for Memphis, running the ball with Peasant, and I have no idea what Kitchens was doing on that play. Kitchen had a good angle to make that tackle, and he just, I don't know, just a bad pursuit angle, just lets him run around him. And those 2 plays end up being the difference, because if you think about it, we only lost by 2 touchdowns, and if maybe the kicker misses the field goal on that 4th down attempt there, this could easily have been a game we could have won. But these are the things that we have to work on as a rebuilding team, making those 3rd down stops, having guys that can make plays for us. And I think this is just the growing pains of this series, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see it. You know, Marshawn Brown had 5 catches today. I really like what he can do, despite only having 82 speed. Like, that is just a lot of fun that he can just get open, even not having, like I said, that high-end speed. He's got 6'4" frame. A 6'4" frame. I mean, he can go up and get it. We definitely have to go to practice and work on the 50-50 ball with him, because right now I think Purdy's just not getting enough air under the ball. So we're going to have to go and work on that. Then on the defense side, we did have a sack there from Libera. I just need some help on that pronunciation. I have no idea. But hopefully going forward, we get better with this offense. We definitely made strides from game number 1. I definitely want to run the football more with our depth at running back. We do have 4 capable running backs. The interesting thing is that they all have deal breakers, which do not align with Nevada football. So I'm going to be very interested to see if they stick around. And I think recruiting running back is going to be important because of that. We have, you know, just these deal breakers, which are kind of hard to meet. Like Marshawn Brown, you know, he's had a couple of nice games. He and Burleson together, they're both sophomores. But he has a pro potential deal breaker along with Burleson, who also has a pro potential deal breaker. I'm going to make a change on the offensive line, though. Zach Little has been terrible at pass protection, and I got to point it to that pass block power, which is only at 57. That's not too good, because a lot of the defensive tackles and interior defensive linemen he's going to have to block are going to be big defensive tackles. They're going to be powerful. So you got to have good pass block power on the inside of the line. So I'm going to decide to make a change here and play Colin Banning, who has a pretty similar ratings as far as pass blocking, but the pass block power is at least up at 72. I'm hoping that he can buy us more time, because last game, that was just ridiculous. He's also a freshman, so maybe getting him some experience will help him with his development in the offseason and going forward. So Banning will now be our starting left guard. So going into next episode, I want to make a slight change. I'm going to increase the injury slider, because I haven't seen any injuries really, except for Purdy, who went out in the game 1. But last game, I didn't see any injuries except for Peasant, who got injured in that game. And I will be making our first coach upgrade. And I'm going to start upgrading our receivers motivator tree, because I do want, like I said, we see our 2 receivers that we think are going to be big pieces going forward in Jordan Brown and Nate Burleson II. The key thing is going to be keeping those guys, and that's why it's important to recruit according to deal breakers that are relevant to your school, like proximity to home, especially for a 1-star school. That's going to be very, very important. So next episode, we will have a double header. We will play Middle Tennessee State along with Western Kentucky. So these will be the last 2 non-conference games before hopping into Midwest Conference play. Mountain West Conference play. And we'll see if Nevada can still get their first win. Still yet to come, but we'll see if we can get it before, like I said, playing in conference. Hit subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed episode 2. This series has been a lot of fun so far, and I'm enjoying it. Hope you guys are too. Hit subscribe. Hit that like button. Stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.